Hey everyone, just want to give you guys a deck profile here for the combo video I posted earlier. This is for the Tearlament branded deck I used to play this deck a lot back in the tier format, but took a break after and played a couple other decks. But we're back again, and here is the deck profile. This deck's pretty fun. You can like mill and still hit stuff consistently. You're able to build cool boards still, as you can see in the combo video if you go check that out. So yeah, let's get right into it. First, we're playing Albert, the Jester of Despia. We're playing 3 copies because he is the best normal summon in the deck. You get to search any branded spell or trap. Well, depending on what your hand is like, he's mostly like the best main starter. So you search branded fusion with him, search branded loss to protect your plays, we're just gonna get right on into it with Fallen of Albaz. We're playing 3 copies as well. Fallen of Albaz is crucial. You're not playing any hand traps in this deck, so yeah, you need some going second guards. He's a board breaker as well, so normal summon Fallen of Albaz when you have the right hand is pretty powerful. So next of the 3 O's, we're playing Tearlaments, Rhino Heart. Playing 3 copies because since every other copy of the main deck monsters is limited, so you need to mill consistently, and we play 8 Tearlament cards in this deck in total, so you're able to resolve him a decent amount. Like I'm never mad that I milled the Rhino Heart. So next for 3 O's, we're playing King of the Swamp, playing 3 copies. 3 copies of King of the Swamp because also he pairs with your Tearlament cards. He's an aqua monster. You can make Kaleido Heart with him. You can use him as fusion substitute material as well, and he surges you polymerization to possibly combo off or extend with. So next we're on to the 2 Ofs. We're playing 2 Blazing Cartesia the Virtuous, 2 copies, because she is also a combo starter and an extender in certain situations. Next we're playing 2 Guiding Quem the Virtuous because we search for Despian monsters a lot in this deck, and she pairs with the Cartesia and the Fallen of Albaz very well, so pretty good in this deck. Next we're playing 2 Tearlament Kashtira. This is because we want to be able to mill and extend at certain times. This comes in handy. You can like branded opening, send this, and mill 2. And then if you draw, I was testing earlier where I had both of them in my hand, and I just sent one with branded opening and then summoned the other one by banishing the other one from the graveyard, and then you get to mill 5 in that scenario. So next, playing Keeper of Dragon Magic because it can search fusion deployment, it can search branded fusion. It's very good in this deck. It can also revive certain fusion material. It can revive Fallen of Albaz or Dark Magician from your graveyard. Next we're on to the Ishizu cards, playing Keldo because it's limited, Medora, both the shufflers. Playing the millers as well with Kelbeck and Agido. So those are the Ishizu cards. They're still very powerful in this deck. You need to be able to mill and extend. So we're playing Tri-Brigade Mercurier as well. We're playing 1 copy because we're playing Lost as well, and in certain situations you want to search. This is a flex spot. I'm thinking maybe of cutting this card as well. But next we're on to the Tearlament section. So one Havness, obviously, your hand trap that lets you mill on your opponent's turn. Tearlaments Merly, the normal summon mill 3, and the fusion effect, obviously for both of them, and the Sheeran to extend and possibly unbrick yourself. Like if you have a tragedy in your hand, say you can use Sheeran to extend, or any of the Ishizu cards. Very good. I'm playing one Diviner of the Herald because, yeah, you want to be able to mill sometimes, and you don't want to draw more than one copy of this. It sends the, usually it sends, well, yeah, it sends the Ishizu cards from your deck to the graveyard, and lets you mill 5 and increases its level by 4, so then you can make your own with it when you have only Tearlament cards in your hand. Then we have a Despian Tragedy, and oh yeah, not forgot to mention the other. Um, oh, the Cartesia and the Quem are also tuners as well, so you can make Rome with them as well. So I'm playing one Tragedy because yeah, it lets you extend. Sometimes you want to set it up Granite Fusion, and it unbricks you. So we're playing one Hexial Fusion. It can count as anything. It can count as Kit Kalos. It can count as Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Oh, sorry, not Dragoon. You can use it to make Dragoon by counting it as Dark Magician. And yeah, it's just very good. It can also count as Fallen of Albaz as well. So can this card, Albion the Shrouded Dragon. You want to be able to send branded spells or traps to the graveyard to extend, or for whatever reason. It's very good. Next we're playing one copy of Dark Magician. Dark Magician is if you want to play Dragoon. So I like to make Dragoon if I get shifted, or in an extension play, like maybe turn 2 play. If I want to go for game, I can make him and then just pop a monster. Or if I've drawn him and I can just discard him as part of my combo, I can just have him there for next turn, and then very easily OTK my opponent. We're playing one Gimmick Puppet Nightmare because this is a very broken lock that needs to be banned. So yeah, that is it for the monsters. Next we're on to the spells. The bread and butter combo, as they say, for the deck is Branded Fusion. One card combo starts amazing lines. It can get you to Dragoon, it can get you your Tearlament engine, it can get you pretty much anything you want in the graveyard, because everything is a layer dark monster. So next, Branded Opening pairs with the Branded Fusion. Also lets you now summon Quem, which is amazing. And it protects your fusion monsters from destruction effects in the graveyard, which is very, very, very useful. Next, we're playing 3 Primeval Planet Perloreno, because this card is very good for this deck. Gives all your monsters, your fusion monsters, a 500 attack boost, and it lets you search any Tearlament card. Also lets you pop a card. You can't go wrong with it. Next, fusion deployment. We can summon Fallen of Albaz, going second. Break boards with it. We can also extend. We can summon Rhino Heart from the deck if we want, because we play Kaleido Heart, and then we can summon Blazing Cartesia as well. So we're playing 3 copies of Fusion Deployment. Next, the board breaker of the deck, Super Polymerization. This card is broken, so we need to play it. And we're not playing hand traps. Oops, sorry. So we're not playing hand traps, so we need to play going second cards. Board breakers. This is one of the best board breakers in the game, if not the best. So, fusion decks can use this card. Next, we're playing Prohibition. Interesting take. So I decided to play 3 Prohibitions because this deck, depending on what you have, we mostly just die to Ash if we're playing branded stuff, so you just drop this, call Ash Blossom. We're not even playing Ash Blossom, so it doesn't matter. So then, yeah, we're able to just resolve our branded fusion 100% pretty much. So next we're playing one Salesman just to complement the Prohibition. It's also a board breaker. You can use it to call, say, like a monster your opponent is using. Um, Say if that monster, you're not going to be able to use its effects and stuff either. So it doesn't really matter. It's a board breaker though, so it's kind of like Prohibition, but its effect to not use the cards doesn't apply to both players. It just applies to you for the rest of the duel. So and your opponent just for that turn. So it's a great card. You still call Ash Blossom with it most of the times. So next we're playing one Branded Lost. It's a great card. Doesn't let your opponent respond to your fusion summons. Um, yeah, also lets you search cards that mention Fallen Balbaz. It's very good. Playing one Polymerization next to go along with the King of the Swamp package. It's extender, possibly a starter, great for the deck. Next we're playing Foolish Burial. It can get you any engine you want. It can get you your branded engine. It can get you your Tearlament engine. It can just get anything in the graveyard that you want. Next we're playing one Called by the Grave, another defensive card. Can interrupt. Don't really need to say too much about this. I want this to go up higher in count so I can play my combo decks in peace. Next we're playing Branded Banishment. We're on to the traps now, yeah. So Branded Banishment is great. As it reads, you can target a Despia monster or a level 8 or higher fusion monster in your graveyard and then summon it to your field and then banish monsters from both fields to fusion summon a level 8 or higher fusion monster. So yeah, it's like Monster Reborn Super Poly. If you get like Lava Golem down your board, you can like revive one of your monsters still. So it's pretty good. Next, we got Branded Retribution. This is kind of just pairs with the Branded engine. Banishes itself from the graveyard most of the time to just get a branded spell or trap back in your hand. And also can negate a special summon by shuffling back a fusion monster you control or like 2 that mention Fallen Balbaz from your graveyard. Next, we're playing Tearlaments Solic because we need to play one of the traps. We need to play maximize on Tearlament cards, and this is a very good one because it doesn't require you to send a Tearlament monster. You can send any monster you want. Say for example you got Albion, you can send the Albion. It's very good. You can use it to dodge effects. It's very good. Next we're playing Meta Noise. Because it's great. It's a Book of Moon, searchable, lets you get a fusion summon on your opponent's turn. It's great. So that was the main deck. We're gonna go on to the extra deck. All right, for the extra deck, we're playing one Mud Dragon of the Swamp for the Super Poly package. I'm gonna go from lowest level to highest level and relevance and stuff. First we're starting off with the fusion Super Poly target Mud Dragon of the Swamp. Obviously, everybody knows what it does. It doesn't let you target itself or any kind of monster that has the same attribute as it, and it can quick effect make itself any attribute. So we're gonna next go on to Garura because it's also staple Super Poly target. Next we're on to a Despia monster, Despian Quertus. Quertus is good because tags out. It pairs with a Grand Guignol. Put some pressure on the opponent if they're not playing fusions. When I played Kashtira, this card was pretty annoying. It would just give you so much so much time to play the game, just make everything 0, and they got to answer it. Great card. Next, we're playing Predaplant Dragostapelia. We're actually playing 2 copies of that. Dragostapelia is great because it level modulates and it negates monster effects. Also, it's every turn you can use this effect and just place a different counter on anything. It's very good for the deck. We're playing 2 because it's a great Super Poly target as well. Next, we're playing Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. This card is like one of my favorite cards. Super broken, can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. And also, you get to pop one monster with it because the only normal monster you can possibly use for it is the Dark Magician. So if you make it that way, you get to pop a monster, but otherwise it's a great tower and Omni negate by discarding a card. You can possibly discard an Ishizu card, mill 5 on your opponent's turn after negating their monster or any card they have, basically. Yeah, it's a great card. Love it. It's also going to gain attack, become a tower. Yeah. Next, we're going on to Grand Guignol, the Dust Dragon. So yeah, this paired with Aquarius, it's great. Lets you like send any level 6 or higher dark monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, like lighter dark monster. So yeah, you can send Puppet with it usually, or you can send like, Albion or whatever you need. Next, we're on to the branded monsters. We're playing one Lubellion. Lubellion is great for, sending a dark monster to the graveyard, so you can send your Tearlaments. You can send Tragedy to search a Despia monster. It's just great. Also lets you shuffle back your banished materials to fusion summon, which is great. Next, we're on to Albion, the one that fuses from hand, field, or graveyard. So yeah, Albion's great. He just banishes the fusion materials that you use in the fusion summon you do with them. So and also when he hits the graveyard on the end phase, you can either set or add to your hand a branded spell or trap. Yeah, Albion's great. We're playing two of them. You usually want to send him off of Mirror Jade as well. So that's why we play two copies. Speaking of Mirror Jade, we're playing one Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade is great. You can make him with Fallen of Albaz, normal summon, or you can just make him off Brand Fusion or a Super Poly. So good. Banishes a card. Regeki's the field if it leaves the field by an opponent's card. So unless Fenrir banishes it face down, it's gonna wipe their board on the end phase. Next, we're playing Albion the Sanctifier Dragon. Finally, another Albaz fusion that I'm going to be playing in my deck. He lets you do the puppet lock. He lets you revive any of your own monsters that have been destroyed too. Can't be targeted. And he's got 3,000 attack. So he's decent. He's pretty good. Next, we're on to the Tearlament fusion monsters. We're playing one Rule Kalos, Tearlament's Rule Kalos. Helps you not get nibbed, so you can make her a lot of the time. Just so you don't get nibbed. And pairs really well. It's one of the staple cards in the Tearlament engine, just like, Kaleido Heart in the past has sometimes not been a staple, but I think now Kaleido Heart will be. Because as you can see, he can be sent, when he gets sent to the graveyard by card effect, he can just revive himself and extend and send another Tearlament. So you can get your Tearlament engine going every turn with this card, and then he shuffles back cards your opponent controls. So he's just amazing in this deck. For the final card in the extra deck, we are playing Baronne de Fleur. Usually just make him with, usually just make her with Diviner. Diviner in a level 4. But, it's just like to help you on brick. I like to just play Baronne as well. It's just cool to have like a synchro monster available. You can catch your opponent off guard if you're playing like branded stuff and they're like, oh, he's just playing a fusion deck, and you just pull this out on them and they're like, oh snap. I'm not going to do a side deck right now. I haven't really been playing locals. I've been on vacation for the past week, so haven't played the new format at all. So yeah, but just check out the the combo video if you want to see how to play this deck. And Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Peace. Have a good day.